Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to take a quick look over some low caps that I've been continuing to accumulate over the course of the last few weeks. I mean, Bitcoin, I'm not going to talk about that. It's pretty much going sideways now and it is bleeding every inch of life out of the markets. And that's having a knock-on effect because the markets are turning boring. People aren't seeing as much life within the low caps, and predominantly most of my time is spent searching for low caps to invest in, and I don't think that'll ever change. So now that some assets are dropping, I mean, if you look to the right hand side there, everything's red. These are a mixture of low caps and high caps, but as you can see, it's just sheer frustration in the markets, and people are eventually slowly giving up one by one. Like I said in my tweet earlier on, even some of the massive personalities, I mean, who's left? BitBoy's being removed from the Bit Squad now, so I mean, surely there's not so many huge influential people left. But that, like I said, that does pave the way for new people. For me, I'm looking to load up on low caps, and Fast is one of them. It's Podfast. It basically, in a nutshell, it minimises the watch time and saves you time in general, because like I say, the world is a hectic place now. People are doing multiple jobs and things need to be done quicker, and Podfast is one of those assets which incorporates AI into it, and it shortens podcasts from long form to short form, and they've got a lot going on. Jeff, he's the founder of Pearswap, and he's also the CEO of Podfast. And it's an asset I'm continuing to accumulate. We have got a bit of a descending wedge here, falling wedge. I mean, price action has not been massively favourable. We had an all-time high up here at around 14 cent, and then it sold off like the entire market did. We did get some news recently that Jeff's going to be spending 200k on marketing. That's pushed it up, and we are still waiting for that marketing to come in effect. We have seen a few big influencers talking about it, but for me, I still think this is an asset that could perform well in short term if you just start throwing money at the asset. So for me, Podfast, I think it's at a good level here, almost lower support trend line here. I mean, you could be looking at buys around 5.5 cent, and if we did come down further, you're going to look down towards the tops of this area here, which is around 4.9 cents. So just less than 5 cent, I think it's a decent area. I mean, market cap, if we take a quick look at Podfast in terms of where it is, ranked 1,119, market cap less than $10 million, just under $6 million if that's accurate. So you know what happens with low caps in a bull market, they do start to nourish and flourish and push up. So for me, that's an asset which I'm continuing to accumulate. So that's the first one. We'll take a look at that. The next one I want to take a look at is PEAR. This is a one by the founder of Hilo. And I think it's a solid asset. It's basically a Uniswap variation with OTC deals, and this has a major rise. I mean, when it launched back in May 23, I didn't get in that early. I bought some around here, back in towards the end of July. I actually bought some up here before that push up, but that entry is back to around level pegging. I mean, you could say we're coming down to test this support region around here. Now, if you look at this, and we put a horizontal ray on it around the tops here, that is an area where you should be looking to potentially start buying down. That's around 0.033, so that's 3.3 cent. I think that's a decent area personally to start loading up. And if a market continues to be a bit of a twat like it usually is, then you're going to look at levels down here, down at around 1.6 cent. But I mean, it's 6 and 2 3, isn't it? Whether you're looking to buy there or down at that support level, I think it's not really a massive difference when you're looking at a longer term swing on some of these assets. I mean, when I'm looking at altcoins, or should I say low caps, I'm looking to buy assets at decent support levels, whether that's here and I buy some more down here, it doesn't really matter. I'll get an average buy order within that range, and then long term I'm looking to sell these assets north of $50 million, and some of these are down at $1, $2, $3, $4 million. So there's big advantages to be taken from buying in low caps at these levels. It is sometimes like a lottery. I mean, especially if you're looking into to meme coins and stuff like that. But some of these assets these days have some real solid utility. The bot trend, that's dying off. I mean, another one I'm going to take a look at here, MBOT. I think this is a solid asset. That's slightly pulling back a little bit from those highs recently. Look at that chart. It's a bit random chart, that, isn't it? But if we go to a 4 hour, it looks a little bit more lifelike, and you can see we had a major push up, we had that falling wedge there and broke out, and we are just pretty much consolidating again now. The most of a low cap market is looking absolutely diabolical. But that goes against your mentality of thinking, right, why am I buying? You should be buying at these levels where people are not buying, where people are selling. And if the asset is fundamentally strong and continuing to work, then it's just fear that's bringing the price down, because fundamentals long term win. And MBOT is one of those. It's a variation, or I should say a variation. It's a different type of bot to what we've seen before. We know we've had Unibot, this is MBOT is faster. Moonbot is a faster variation, and it's a Telegram bot as well. It allows you to snipe assets as early as possible, and also buy and sell and trade them through that protocol of that bot. So it's an asset which I've continued to accumulate as well. I bought some, it was down here somewhere. I'm around a 3x up currently on my holdings. And I did I bought a bit more up towards the top, towards around just under $8. So it is what it is. I'm not bothered about that so far. I mean, looking at my market cap, it's all changed around on Dex Tools a little bit. Can I see where it is? Our market cap, $6.3 million there. Yeah, this is going to $100 million at some stage, whether that's tomorrow or whether that's in a year's time. I've got quite high conviction in this one, and I do think it's an asset that will perform well. Uniswap is a little bit clunky to use, and you've got all those maximum buy limits and all that type of shit. So going through a Telegram bot sometimes can be a lot easier. So Moonbot, Podfast, and PEAR, those three I'm continuing to accumulate. I'm looking for new assets also, because remember, a lot of the assets that performed well in the last cycle are now Dino coins. So there's a lot of possibilities for new assets to come out. I think there's a new one coming out very, very soon, which I'm looking to get in a pre-sale, but I'll let you know more about that soon. But yeah, accumulating low caps while they're low, and when people are selling, it's usually a good time to buy, even though it goes against everything that you believe in. But that's it for today. Just some quick assets which I thought I'd let you guys know about.